opening frames, and he leads 2-0.
And that clearance of 71 was the most sizable knock before the mid-session interval, by which time Higgins had established a 3-1 advantage. Liang, who's based here in Sheffield during the season, trying to find his feet now in frame 5.
Oh, not a good sign to cue across one like that. That knocks the confidence out of you, and you can see by the reaction there of Liang what he thinks about that. Once again hangs his head, not for the first time in the match. This match will be played to a conclusion this evening. Well, he hasn't quite got the pace of the table yet. A little wry smile there. It looks pretty quick, the table, John, but he hasn't mastered it. In the first 4 frames, he's lost his position quite a few times, and that's overcut. So Liang back at the table quicker than he thought. And being a left-hander, if he can drop this red and get a good angle on the black, he could then cannon the bunch of reds out. If he can judge the cannon correctly, pots the black and gets the white somewhere there, he's going to open all those reds up. Key shot. Well, can you get your breath? Look where that red is just coming. He's okay, he's got a red to the middle, but he was perfect on a red into the left corner to stay on the black, and all of a sudden a red appears and blocks the path.
Nine.
Yeah, it was straight enough on that red so he could control the cue ball, so still a very good chance this.
Eleven. 12.
Well, I'm a little bit surprised he's not trying to get down to this end. This is the end of the table where you're going to start scoring heavily. Okay. It's easy to get on the red in the balk end, but the business end, so to speak, is round about the black and pink spot area.
16.
Yeah, he wants to leave the pink alone in a couple of shots, because if he was to pot the yellow, red and the pink back on its spot would tie it up somewhat. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes about this.
He looks pretty straight on this yellow. Made just about got the angle to screw down the table.
As I say, he'd like to play on the black rather than the pink, because if he pots red pink, he's going to tie the pink
90.
up. But what sort of angle has he got? Has he got an angle to pot this red and get between the reds to get onto the black? Easy to play on the pink, but he wouldn't want to do that, really. And he did have the angle to do that, but he's just overdone it slightly, so a key cannon coming up. Just let the white run a little bit further than he intended. He's got to be a bit careful here. think they're all blocking each other. Might just be able to get past the pink and red to
27.
one that just might just be a gap there. The other four are covering each other.
Well, if he's found the gap, he's a little bit fortunate, but then you could say a couple of times this morning he'd been a little unlucky with his positional, and he has found the gap. He has found the gap.
Now, this is the only problem with knocking the pink in. You'll see when it goes back on its spot that it's going to be tied up somewhat. Might be available to one pocket. Of course, he's got the black in the open, so. And if he can remove these two
34.
reds with blacks, then the pink will be available into the left corner.
Yeah, surprisingly, we're in the fifth frame, and we've not seen one frame yet. One with one visit.
35.
That's the highest break, 71 from John Higgins. That won the second frame after Liang Wenbu had made a 45, and the 64 break was by Liang Wenbu, which enabled him to put his first frame on the scoreboard. He's gone into them, he's opened them, but the next red is a little bit
42.
awkward. It's hampered slightly. The ready contact, he just wanted to catch that slightly on half ball on the left hand side, call it a little bit too full.
Yeah, you can come back across the table and leave the pink for the same pocket, but it's awkward, as you can see there. Played it nicely. I say he's played it nicely. It just depends on the angle on the pink, because once again those reds are all covering each other into the right corner. The pink spot may be occupied, which would be a big advantage. I don't know if he's looked at that yet, because if the pink was to go on the blue spot, mind he hasn't got the angle to get on the red that's near the pink spot because of being dead straight. But I think the pink will finish up with the blue, I'm not sure. Yep.
49.
Yeah, just to remind you, I know most of you know, but one of the colour spot isn't available, because on the highest available. In this case it's the blue spot. Key pot coming up here. Played it nicely, inch perfect on the pink. Frame winning opportunity, no doubt.
Nine frames to be played in this session, and then the remaining
56.
frames this evening. And this is a good start after the mid-session interval for the very likeable Chinese player.
So there you see it, 63 ahead, just 59
64.
remaining, and you just get the feeling if this red goes in, John Higgins won't be coming back to the table. Well, that's careless.
Yeah,
That's
Wenbu,
careless,
64.
really. Should have just made certain of that red, and John Higgins would not come back. He still should win the frame. It should be 3-2.